Do you know about Farouk Abdel-Muhti?
They're sending all of the money back to foreign countries for wars. Why are we just allowing them to do whatever we want in our country? We can't go to their country and do anything.
Free Farouk now! Free Farouk now! Free Farouk now! Stop detaining refugees, land of the free! Stop detaining refugees, land of the free! Stop detaining refugees, land of the free! No more kidnaps, no more lies! INS! FBI! No more kidnaps, no more lies!
The Supreme Court has clearly stated that you cannot hold a detainee more than 6 months if you cannot deport them. And I ask the INS today, I ask you, with Palestine not being recognized as a state yet by the UN, with Israel torn apart by a war against the Palestinian people, with Jordan, the neighbor, not willing to accept Palestinian refugees, where are you going to send Farouk?
Home! Send Farouk home!
Yes, yes, Queens. That is where Farouk needs to be sent to, is to Queens, his home in Queens.
My father was a very important voice for the question of Palestine on WBAI and Pacifica Radio, and hundreds of thousands of people across the country heard the broadcasts. You know, broadcasts from Jenin, broadcasts from Nablus, Rafah, Gaza, all these different places where all these humanitarian disasters were taking place. People were getting first-hand information of what was actually happening.
You know, the NYPD intelligence was well aware of Farouk's political activities. The INS devises lists of people who have outstanding deportation orders, particularly people coming from certain ethnic communities. They've said this publicly, and they hand these off to the Absconder Task Forces in certain cities. The task force then makes its own decision who to go after and when to go after.
During the time that he was arrested and taken to 26 Federal Plaza in Manhattan, this FBI agent, who's not supposed to be asking him any sorts of questions about crime or terrorism because that's not his charge, interrogated him severely and beat him, kicked him in the groin, slapped his face, and hit his head. If it were solely for INS reasons, then that would have never happened to him.
There is a clear strategy by the INS, by the NYPD, to use this blunt tool of this outstanding deportation order and the right to detain him under it to silence a powerful figure for Palestinian human rights.
My name is Farouk Abdel-Muhti. I am from Palestine, from the city of Ramallah. I come to this country, I have from the 1976, and I have a son, children was an American, born here, his name Tariq. You know, I was with all these groups when we make a big rally after 9/11, when the interfaith, I bring the Muslim speaker, I bring the Christian Arab speakers to be part of this big rally.
Most of the people in the Arab American community never agreed with this terrorist attack. That was something that was done by extremists that didn't make the situation any better. It didn't help the Palestinians. It didn't help any of the Arab governments.
I myself, you know, I oppose terrorism because I am victim of terrorism, you know, and my people is victim of terrorism. I believe in peace, and include to the Jewish people, and include the dialogue with the Israelis, believe in peace and justice and equal society in the historical land of Palestine.
He always makes a distinction between legitimate national liberation struggle and terrorism. He doesn't believe in exporting the Palestinian struggle outside of its borders.
You understand, about my community, the Palestinian, the Arab community here beginning to be afraid, and is afraid even to talk, afraid to go to the streets. Many people have business here, families, he's never committed any crimes, and send him here, you know, it's coming to be like los desaparecidos, the Argentinian desaparecidos, and you know where we are. This kind of psychological war against the Arabs and the Muslims today is the same time repeat the history of the 1943 against the Japanese Americans. You can shut your mouth and you see the injustice in your front. You know, this is not correct. We have to stop these things. You know, we have to go to talk about the balance and criterion of right and true. If you talk to my son, say hello to him, huh? You have a telephone number, right? Yeah. Okay, please call him.